I was holding it in. I was gonna do his voice too, but I was waiting for you to finish. I was just like, anywho,
Could you imagine?
the Spirit Box podcast.
If you had like a lisp. Imagine.
Spirit Box podcast. We're back.
Hello. Today we're going to be reviewing the wonderful film that came out this Christmas. The family film of the year.
Robert Eggers. Nosferatu.
Yeah, we said it at the Nosferatu, yeah.
Yep.
Film in the wonderful Christmas land of the Czech Republic.
Have you ever been?
Yeah,
You been to the Czech Republic?
yeah.
I haven't. I don't even know if it's real or not. It's just a made up name.
Yeah, it's not real. It's like Atlantis.
Yeah. It's
It's
like Peru.
the government wants you to think that the Czech Republic's a real place. They actually filmed this in like Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this film recently released. We went to go see it in theaters. Daniel, what are your first thoughts on this film?
My first thoughts this film, I was blown away. I was blown away by just everything in general. Because I watched the first Nosferatu. And then watching this, it's like looking into a mirror. Almost looking in a mirror. This is like...
Beat for beat, the same movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to expect because I thought that they were gonna do like some weird Hollywood spin on it. You know, like a modern Hollywood spin on it.
Tom Hanks is Nosferatu.
Tom Hanks
Comes in a jet. Top Gun style.
No, I'm not supposed to be here.
I was supposed to say Tom Cruise. Oops.
I was doing like Forrest Gump.
All right.
LA.
Let's get back on the same page.
LA.
Mrs. Hutter.
You have 3 days. This is Hutter.
Your husband's gonna suffer. Mama always said.
Mom always said I was pale as milk.
Mama always said not to cut my nails.
Mama used to let me keep pet rats. And they just kept multiplying.
Mama always said my shadow was my best friend.
That'd be like a... Oh, that's perfect. You meant to say Tom Cruise.
I said Tom Hanks on accident. Oh well. Now we got Forrest Gump. Forrest Ferratu.
Forrest I can't even... Nosferatu?
Oh.
Yeah. Yep, this film was directed by Robert Eggers. Production first began in actually, I don't know when production first started, but the movie was announced in 2015. I know that's for sure. Really good film. I specifically loved the performances. Like, the acting was really good.
Yeah, the acting was spot on. Really good.
Lily Rose Depp was like insane in this movie. I loved her. Her acting was so cool.
Yeah.
The way she would just like fucking freak out was insane. I was it made me like not want to. It made me want to look away. When she was spasming, you know.
Yeah, it looked like she was actually tweaking out.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
Yes. Like, if you were to tell somebody, okay, pretend you are getting possessed right now, they'd probably do, like, some half-assed, you know, possession act. But she was like, all right. Help!
He's here! And she would vibrate at fucking 1,000.
You know those vibrator guns, the massagers?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's turning on one of those.
Starts foaming at the mouth.
Mm-hmm. when she sticks her tongue out and like wraps around her head.
That was I thought that was CGI when I first saw that.
Yeah, man,
I don't know why my brain just like that said it's just CGI. It's not really CGI. Like
it's
that.
not real. It's not
It
happening.
was so weird. I didn't know that was like her actual tongue. I thought they did it in post or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicholas Holt, also very good. Very good man. I loved him in Warm Bodies. Cool zombie movie.
I didn't really like that one.
I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel when I was like 15 or something.
I tuned in like halfway through it.
I wish I had a voice like the guy that played the doctor, Ralph Innocent, I think his name is. I went to.
We need to go over here.
Yeah, we need to go. We need to find the professor. We need to find the professor.
We need to go get the professor.
We need to go
He
find.
taught me in the institution.
We need to go find the whimsical professor. We need to go find the whimsical professor. Yeah, I liked him. Yeah, the pacing of this movie was really good. I think they did a really good job. Although some parts I don't think were needed. Some parts felt a little bit unnecessary.
Spoiler warning.
I think they just added some parts just to like for the sake of extending the runtime. You know, I heard there's a 3-hour director's cut.
3 hours.
Yeah,
As if this movie's not long enough.
yeah, they did it for test screenings.
This
they
movie.
might, yeah, they might release that one someday.
Well, it's probably gonna go on like straight to DVD, you know.
Yeah, I hope there's more William Dafoe in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His little goofy ass in it.
Yeah.
He's a comedic relief.
Hmm?
He's a comedic relief.
Mm-hmm.
Smallest cast member.
Smallest cast member.
The smallest cast member.
Is it really?
Minus Herr Knock, the Rat King, the Rat Prince. I mean.
Oh yeah, he was cool. He got his moment.
Yeah. 3 seconds of fame.
Yeah. He just get fucking plastered in the little coffin.
That part was funny.
Yeah.
He's like telling him like everything Nosferatu's been up to, or Orlok, sorry. And then William Dafoe's like, "Die, heathen!" Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, I was saving William Dafoe for later, but he really made this movie for me. I loved him. He's a
You brought it to life, man.
yeah,
You really did.
just a bombastic character. I'm looking at a number of different images here. There's one of him like in front of the coffin, and there's a fire surrounding him, like cackling. It's really cool image. It really personifies how he was in this movie. I love it.
I'd get that tattooed on my thigh.
Yeah, overall, I think this movie was really good. If I haven't said so already, really good movie.
We'll give our scores at the end.
Yeah.
Give us scores at the end. I think last time we just gave the scores at like the beginning, but
yeah.
we'll save that for the end. But the castle in which Orlok lives is the same castle that the Count Dracula, the actual one, was in prison for a moment.
Yeah, they really filmed a lot of this, and like, that's one thing I really like about the production for this, because like they could have just made sets in Los Angeles or wherever it is that they usually film these films, but they went all the way out to the Czech Republic, they really went searching for the roots.
Yeah, they went in depth with this.
Yeah, and I think they really grasped the roots of where this film really came from, all the way 102 years ago.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, they really captured the emotion from the first one, in my opinion. It's like this macabre noir, this macabre like Victorian horror film. I just really liked it. Really cool.
Do you think it would have looked better in black and white? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they come out with a black and white version of this.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
You know how they did with Godzilla -1? They released a black and white version.
Yeah. But I hope they do like the shading and everything right though, because it'd be because this movie's really dark. That's another thing. It's really dark movies. It'd kind of be hard to tell what the fuck you're looking at. That's my opinion. Especially when like those forest scenes, where he's out in the forest in that Romanian village.
Yeah. Where all the gypsies are at.
Yeah. Man, I would hate that. Just go to a Romanian like village full of gypsies and they'll just laugh at you.
Just point and laugh. It's like you're in middle school again. And then they have a naked girl on a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Naked virgin on a horse doing a ritual.
That part was pretty cool. It's a little... Yeah, big spoilers, by the way.
I said spoilers earlier because I knew... Yeah, I had... We have to say it or else somebody's going to be like,
oh, you ruined this film for me. Nosferatu came out. I had 102 years to watch the first one. Why? I'm going to make sure you guys never post anything ever again.
But I said spoilers earlier. I don't know if you heard me. I was like, spoilers.
I was too busy looking at William Dafoe's beautiful cackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful
But anywho.
film. Wonderful film. And I love the...
Bill Skarsgård. Orlok.
Yes, we'll get to him. But down to the composition of this movie, I love the way a lot of these shots were made. Like there's some of the shots were like, let's say like there's one in particular that I really liked. It was when Thomas Hutter left his beautiful wife to go to see Mr. Orlok.
Mr. Orlok.
I believe that's when it was, or when he went off with to go do the deed when Orlok was in his coffin. Remember when he left with William Dafoe's character and the professor? I mean the doctor, Ralph Fiennes's character, Dr. William.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was that when he left and she was all alone. There was this big empty space next to her, which really made that you feel the emotion of that scene. That's a lot of shots like shot composition really is important for that too. That's how you make how you set the emotion for what you're trying to evoke on the audience, you know. I don't know, that's what I noticed when I first watched it. I kind of want to see it again, the second watch. But when it comes to movies, sometimes you notice a lot of things like you didn't notice the first time.
Yeah.
What's something in particular that you liked about just the way the film looked, or?
Well, obviously, the set designs, they made it really feel like it was back then in 1833, right?
Yeah.
So, at some parts, kind of over exaggerates, like how when they wear those like big doofy dresses. I don't really think they wore them like that back then, but overall, set designs were immaculate, beautiful. They didn't even need to work that much on them because they literally went to the Czech Republic and they did all that. They didn't even have to build some of that shit. It was just amazing. They did this. They made this masterpiece with what they had. You know, they made it work, and I loved it.
Well said, Mr. Dan. I completely agree with you. Absolutely beautiful movie.
Yes.
Yeah, like even like the fact that they filmed at that castle is just insane. You know, I thought that was like,
Who owns it?
I don't know, probably something like
The Czech government, like.
Maybe, probably. It has to be the Czech. It's probably like a national monument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull up like, hey, we want to make a movie here, can we? Be like,
Okay.
go ahead.
Just don't break anything.
Another Nosferatu? Give him like the side eye, like, Proof?
Yeah. And another cool thing is some of the callbacks to the original. Like in the original, whenever Nosferatu, there's like a big emphasis on arches. Whenever Nosferatu's walking around the castle,
Yes,
arches were a big thing. I don't know if you noticed that in the first Nosferatu.
I did.
Yeah,
Even the doorways when like he pulled up in the door is fucking arch.
that was my favorite shot because like just all the arches leading down to him in the middle. It looks like a freaking painting.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the shots in this movie look absolutely like a Victorian painting, you know. Especially the last one, which we'll get to. Like I really like the last shot. That looked like I hope like someone on some artist somewhere paints that. That'd be really cool.
If not, I'll do it.
I'll paint it right now.
I'll paint it right now, man.
Bring me a canvas.
I got the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Finger paint it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Finger paint. Yep.
Yep.
Nosferatu. Yep.
Nosferatu's cheeks. Yep.
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 Yeah. Overall, really good movie. It's something that I wish a lot of future horror movies strive to achieve the level of quality that this movie provided. I hope this movie set the standard for horror movies moving forward. I hope.
Yeah, it really did.
Uh,
And
my horror. It's definitely scratched like a vampire itch I've had because I got tired of just like the pretty boy vampires. You know, it's like I wanted like a decent like monster. I want to be scared of vampires again. You know.
yeah, because they make him all handsome and stuff and funny nowadays. But I
Yeah.
wanna be afraid to go out in the dark.
Yeah.
I look at a corner, it's pitch dark. I don't know what's standing there.
Yeah.
Something that I liked was the shadow of Orlok, Nosferatu. The beginning of the movie, they didn't show him; it was just his shadow,
Mhm.
right? And that's kind of how Nosferatu in the 1922 film. That's how he like popped up. You can only see his outline.
Yeah. He held, like I don't know. When I saw his shadow, it set an expectation for me because I was completely surprised at how Count Orlok even looked like in the movie. Because like something
Yeah.
about this movie is like they never marketed how he looked like, like at least until like the weeks before this movie came out. So I had no idea how he was gonna look. I went in with the assumption he was gonna look like the OG, you know, with the point like the
Pointy ears,
yeah
slick, smooth face.
yeah
You know,
yeah.
but he had a really nice stash going on.
Yeah, we got Freddie Mercury, Nosferatu. Yeah, we got Borat, Nosferatu.
Borat Nosferatu is
Yeah.
exactly how he looked like.
Yeah, we got Borat, Nosferatu before GTA 6, man.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's great. I was not expecting him to look like that, but the performance really made it for me too. His appearance, I think it sets. I think it fits to where he's from, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know why they went for a stash, but it's cool. He did look like Vlad the Impaler.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what they were going for, kind of like a Vlad, Nosferatu mix.
Yeah.
That's what they came up with, and it fits. You know, he's in a big castle. He's supposed to be a lord, you know, a ruler, I guess.
Yeah.
So it makes sense when you think about it like that.
That is true.
And Bill Skarsgård, can we get on him now?
Yeah.
With your permission?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He had to do like Mongolian throat singing to get that voice right. Before we get ready for the film, like
You gonna do it?
I was when you looked at me.
I think. Go ahead.
You are going to come with me. That's the best I can do.
I like this breathing too. Oh, we were watching this movie.
That-
Someone
that-
behind us was snoring.
Yeah.
So it kinda
I thought it was the film, but I looked
Yeah.
back and the guy's like snoring up a storm. And I looked back, and I guess his wife saw me look back, And she like nudged him, and he woke up.
I swear to God,
I don't know how you could fall asleep during that film.
Uh,
He must have been he must have been working nights. He was tired.
yeah. I have no clue. I mean, I've seen people fall asleep through action movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was funny.
it was.
But I noticed that the breathing
Yeah.
it stopped throughout like the halfway through the movie. Nosferatu's breathing stopped, or Orlok's breathing stopped like that, like you know.
Yeah.
It's only like the first half where he was doing that, and I think they forgot about it.
I think one thing that made him really like imposing and more like scarier was like just the lack of him, you know,
Yeah,
because the brain fills in the dots, and that's what gets your blood flowing. That's what gets you like your imagination going. That's what that raises the fear level, and that's like one thing that I think that the horror movies like are required to have that sense of like the unknown, you know. Like when he's first
Yeah.
introduced, you just see his silhouette and you hear his voice, and his voice is so like deep and creepy and scary. It's just like you can't picture where the fuck that voice is coming from, you know.
mm-hmm.
That's how I was in the beginning, but then they showed his beautiful stash, and I was like, really? That's emanating from Nosferatu Mercury.
The vocals smoothing past that stash,
Yeah.
right into my ears.
But yeah, his initial introduction, he did seem pretty scary to me. And his eye, there's a close up of his eyes too. That was cool.
Yeah,
Those freaky little vampire eyes.
and that jump scare at the beginning where we get a glimpse of him, it was real short. It was like 2 seconds, or a second, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he didn't have the stash there.
Oh, the first jump scare of the movie?
Yeah, the first jump scare.
I don't even remember. I swear to God, he had the mustache.
I'm pretty sure he didn't have the mustache.
I don't know what when that flashed, I saw like a pirate in my brain for some reason.
I thought it was a zombie.
Yeah, like some sort
It
of
looked like a zombie.
zombie pirate. I was like, oh, does Nosferatu have minions in this movie? Is that his minion?
Yeah.
But no, it was him.
Does end up having a minion,
Yeah.
the Rat Prince.
Speaking of, he was cool too. That little guy.
Yeah.
Biggest fan. Nosferatu's biggest fan.
He had a little shrine going on, you
Yeah.
know. Orlok's language written down on all his papers and stuff. I liked him in this film and in the 1922 film.
Yeah.
That little character.
They did it spot on where they looked like each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like right at the fine line, dude. It was there.
Yeah, minus the naked bits.
Yeah, the 1922 one, it doesn't have him
Yeah,
naked.
there's
It just has some kind of gooning in the corner of that cell.
That's one gripe I have with this movie. It's just like I don't know if a lot of the gratuity felt very forced. It kind of took away from the movie for me. Like in order for me to enjoy this movie, I have to like fucking just like tolerate it, just so I could get to the parts where I really like. It's like it just
Yeah.
felt unnecessary. I didn't need to see that man's cheeks, you know.
Which one? Which one?
Yeah, that's true. Including,
There's a lot.
including Nosferatu's pee-pee.
Yeah, like
Oh,
I wasn't expecting that part.
that naked woman as well, and then just a lot of like the weird sex scenes. That it took away from the film a little bit for me. Like they didn't seem necessary because the original still managed to make me feel the same way this movie made me feel, you know.
Yeah.
And it didn't have any of that. That's just me though. That's one gripe I have with this film. It's just like the forced gratuity that it's just for the sake of just like, you know, it's just R-rated.
Better have an ID.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get you. Those parts were It was like that one friend that tries to shove everything he knows right into your face. Like, did you know? Look at this. You know what kind of train this is? And you're just like, I don't want to know about that, you know?
No, I think it's just for the sake of just being edgy. I don't know.
Only Robert Eager knows about that.
I mean, his past films are really good.
I
But
love The
this
Lighthouse.
is this is already in like an established thing, you know.
Yeah, The Lighthouse was its own thing.
Yeah, so I don't mind it in those, but when you got a film like this, I don't know, just some parts just felt unnecessary, you know. And like when it comes to Nosferatu, like just his shadow alone evokes.
Fear.
Yeah, you don't need to add his little minion eating a bird's head off.
I mean,
to,
it added a little bit more character to him.
a little bit, yeah.
It showed the insanity.
Yeah, it was just like I don't. It took away from a little bit from Nosferatu. Like it made me less scared of him.
And more scared of the Rat Prince.
Not even just like I am edgy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you could do that, like I said, with the use of the unknown. Like I don't think you just need to show us him like fucking eating rats and babies, you know.
I don't think he. Oh yeah, he did eat babies.
He did eat those little mama. It's so
Papa, there's a monster under my bed.
small.
Papa, I
Yeah,
can't
the
sleep.
fact that they weren't even in that movie that much, I was like, oh yeah, they're disposable.
When I saw, yeah, when I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, they're gone,
Yeah.
and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
But this film really good. I still really liked it, despite those. Just a small nitpick. And it's
the
still,
the necrophilia,
yeah, that too.
the nudity.
That's what I'm referring to as well. It's just like, okay, bro.
We get it. It's 1833. Yeah, like, but one thing I liked, like what you mentioned earlier, like the Nosferatu's or Orlok's absence throughout the film. It was scary because everybody else is scrounging around trying to figure out what's going on, going to this place, going to that place, getting the doctor, bringing him over, and then Orlok is just getting closer and closer, and he already has everything planned out.
Yeah.
Everything goes exactly to the point of what he planned for, and almost nothing gets in his way. Literally nothing. Besides the fact that they tricked him to stay up past his bedtime.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
I love the way how that little guy gets arrested. It's like the why does the doctor's office have like a jail cell underneath his office?
Oh, it used to be I
Like
think he mentioned it that it used to be like a prison
Oh.
when they turned it
I was
into a
kinda-
hospital.
I was kind of confused.
Yeah, and he even says like, this isn't a prison anymore, this is a hospital. I'm a doctor. And the guy's like, yeah, but
He was eating a lamb all nasty like.
it was eating it raw.
all nasty.
It was all nasty, all bloody up eating it raw. And the doctor's like,
crazy like.
let me see him.
And he's fucking doing
Eating
like
pigeons in there.
finger painting.
Finger paint with all.
He has like a little drawing of him holding hands with Nosferatu.
And it says, it has two arrows like me and dad. Yes. It looked like it was. I wish they actually did implement that, like right there in the corner. Like we barely see it, but it's there.
That would have been funny.
But Bill Skarsgård, he says this role was his scariest role. It kept him up at night. He says he's not gonna be scary anymore after this.
I'm gonna be cool, guys. I'm gonna be chill. He's gonna be in like an actual Christmas movie next time.
Yeah, he's not. You think he's gonna be Krampus, but
No,
no.
it's gonna be
He's gonna be somebody's dad
Yeah.
trying to get presents to their son.
That'd be a cool callback if he like has to clear his throat. He's like,
I mean,
yeah. I honestly thought he would have gotten that with like his it character. This movie, he didn't.
I feel like he went more insane with the It character.
Yeah, like this one is just. How is he so terrified of this character? Maybe it was like his predatorial nature, because he's like preying on a female, you know.
And preying on kids
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be it. I can't see any other.
Well, for It, like behind the scenes, you know, like with the cast, he was like goofing around and
It's like Joker.
playing little tricks with everybody.
Yeah.
But on this one, he was just chill. He was just there in the corner, like, I'm going to get her.
Nah, he was like tying balloons at people's cars, but like, why you're not laughing?
You float too. You float too. Me, 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 me.
Imagine if he did for this movie.
You're float too.
No, it's just like, let me suck on your chest.
He bites somebody's shoulder. Just sitting there. He pops up behind me, like, behind them, like.
One change I really didn't like was when he gets picked up to go to his castle. Nicholas Holt's character, Thomas Hutter. After, there's just so much to talk about with this because there's like so many scenes that you could really look deep into them. You know, you could just think like,
Compare and contrast with the last, or with the 1922 film.
yeah,
Because Orlok is the one that goes and picks him up. He pulls
Oh.
up and he's like, he points to the back. He's like, get in.
yeah. There were some things that weren't included that were in the first one that I really wish that he could have expanded upon. Like there were werewolves just out and about in the first one.
Well,
Like
it was
I
a
wonder,
dog. It was just a dog. They said it was
I mean,
werewolves.
they couldn't make a werewolf back then. I mean, they could paint
I
him
know.
pale, put some pointy ears on, but like back then
But I feel like, you know those dogs that chased him through the castle
Yeah.
back into his room? I feel like those are the werewolves that, you know, are an homage to the first one.
weren't those
They were dogs, but...
But yeah, but Orlok refers to them as his servants, no?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
My
But maybe
servants.
maybe he just replaced it with just another vamp. You know how there was another vampire when the gypsies killed it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The editing around there was really weird too. Cause like yeah, he wakes up and the whole village is gone. That was weird to me. Like that doesn't get expanded upon either. He's just like, holy shit!
He's like, what the hell?
He
And
wakes up
he wakes up in bed.
and then everyone's gone.
Everyone's gone, but his boots or his feet are all dirty, which makes
Yeah.
it seem like
He was that was
it
real.
was. Well, at first you think it's a dream, but when he looks at his feet and they're all muddy,
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, that actually happened," you know.
yeah.
And everybody's gone. They took his horse. They snatched his stuff.
That was funny. He was like, holy shit! Just wakes up.
Like before, he didn't even show him walking out there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one like just some of the things that was excluded. I really wish was in the movie. Like when he gets picked up, it's just an empty carriage. That just made I don't know. I really wish it was kind of or like in a little hat, like in the first one.
I know it would have been
Yeah.
like,
It's like hello.
get in.
But again, like just as like another thing, like I mentioned earlier, the lack of him made it more scary, you know. So I guess that's why they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least it could have made it like another pale guy or something. You know,
Well.
a creepy pale guy.
Yeah, or like a little Igor kind of assistant that we see once and then he disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert Eggers put a lot of work in this. He's very creative with this film.
Yeah.
He really thought about it.
Because if you think about it, it's also very limiting. Because the first one, it's really he did a good job, like with the editing and everything, with just like evoking that feeling the first one gave us.
Yeah, and he
And-
kind of
and
already knew what he was doing because
with the
he
modern twist,
he
yeah.
co-directed a stage production of Nosferatu when he was in high school.
That's destiny right there. That's like
He's
Uh.
destined for it.
life is funny that way. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I love how I was introduced, or how we were introduced to Nosferatu in that one episode of SpongeBob,
Our generation.
the
I scared the
hash
sh-
slinging slasher.
And my little boy brain was like, "What the fuck is that thing?"
Yeah, like why is his arm moving like that?
Yeah.
Who's Nosferatu?
It's just randomly cuts to that. It's like, who's flipping the lights? And it's just like a fucking creepy bat creature thing that
Who's
I've never
tall
seen in
as
my
hell,
life. Yeah.
slender.
But then later on, I see it. It's just that ends up burning your little brain because you're a child and shit like that. That evokes that feeling. It's just in your brain. So like later on in life, when I saw it again, I'm like, what the fuck? It's the
That's
actual
him.
movie. Yeah, it was from a movie, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and Return to Slab is the only two things that terrified me from growing up and watching cartoons.
That in itself could be a whole horror movie. As a premise too.
Yeah, the one Courage the
There
Cowardly
you
Dog
go, Robert
episode.
Eggers, do that.
Yeah.
Next movie, Return to Slab.
Hope you listen to this,
Yeah.
bud.
You'll be like, this movie was inspired by Courage the Cowardly Dog.
We have a brave dog in this movie.
Played by Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, really.
But we almost did not get the first 1922 film because
Yes,
the writer for Dracula,
was a petty asshole.
he was a bitch,
Yeah.
and he wanted to get rid of every copy of Nosferatu. To think that somebody, appreciated your idea and made a whole film back then when it was very difficult to make films,
Yeah.
and you just want to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, I understand a little bit, but the story is kind of the same, but not exactly. They changed a lot. So
Yeah.
I don't see what his big gripe was, but yeah.
He was probably the first person to call something a knockoff before a knockoff was even a thing.
Yeah, and then the actual Dracula movie was pretty good, so they're both pretty good.
Yeah.
So it turned out alright in the end. Thank God that they kept a copy in the U.S. That they were able to distribute it out from, because that would have sucked if it just became lost media.
Yeah, we would not be talking about this. It would probably be in somebody's like great great grandpa's attic.
Yeah, well, maybe it
Yeah.
would have still been made. We probably would have had like images of it, and then the story synopsis. So they probably still would have made a movie out of it, but who knows if it would have been the same,
Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
this movie wouldn't have been the same with Harry Styles as Thomas Hutter, and
it's another trivia
Anya
factor.
Taylor
Mhm.
Taylor-Joy as Ellen Hutter. Thank God they dropped out because of one was doing Mad Max and the other just could not do it with the scheduling.
Yeah.
I think the actors that were put in this were a very great pick, all of them.
Yeah. I love William Dafoe's introduction in this movie.
He's like sleeping.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about my favorite scene in this whole movie was that boat scene. No, actually, while we're still when Hutter's in the castle when he's first there, that fucking scene where Nosferatu's like finally introduced was so intense with like his voice. That's all you hear is his voice. It's like, and the way that the shot and everything, and how he slowly starts sweating and fucking being freaked out by just this weird guy. It's just crazy, man. And then like what happens? He cuts himself, right?
Yeah, just like in the 1922 film, he grabs the
Yeah.
bread because he's nervous. He grabs the bread, he's trying to eat, and he's cutting it, but he's cutting it back towards his thumb, and he pushes a bit too hard, cuts his thumb, and then Count Orlok, he kind of goes like wide-eyed. He does like the pog face, and he's like,
Why don't you
Your precious blood.
go near the fire so I can help clean you up? and then he teleports to the fire. It was crazy. I like that. That was cool.
Yeah, and he turns to the right, and Orlok is right there where he was just standing,
Yeah.
where
Then
Thomas is just
doesn't
sitting.
he serve him tea or some shit? But he teleports behind him.
Yeah.
That was funny. I try not to laugh at that part. I was just like, what the. Yeah.
We got like the Flash over here.
I really enjoyed that part, and then like later on, when he wakes up after that, after getting like hocked to it in the chest by this funny vampire guy, he goes down right to where he's sleeping,
Yeah.
and he opens the coffin. And he's just like covered in maggots and all that, and like I love how his first instinct is to kill him.
He's like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
The minute he sees him, he's like, "Oh, I gotta kill this." It's just like when you're in the presence of pure evil, just your first instinct is to kill it, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
And
he could have done it 2 seconds before he woke up. If he actually
Yeah.
if you grab that pickaxe 2 seconds before, he could have actually the movie could have just been credits.
Yeah, and it's good. That was well built up because the previous scene with the gypsies killing the vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that set that scene up really pretty well. I like that because like if he never saw that, he probably would have just been like, what the fuck. But no, when he saw that and then he got to that point, he's all right. I know what to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job with that. Yeah,
It kind of foreshadowed that moment.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it really foreshadowed that moment because without that happening, he wouldn't have gotten that thought. He would have just
Yeah.
thought like, "Oh, this guy croaked."
What if Count Orlok actually just wanted to retire? I mean, he just-
Yeah, if he never had that locket with her hair like
Yeah.
on his side,
Yeah.
and Count Orlok like,
Did
what
the
is
did
that?
the first one? In the first one, the only reason Count Orlok goes after the woman was because he had that locket, right?
He didn't have the locket in the first one.
He had like a little picture of her.
Oh yeah, he had a picture of her,
Yeah,
and then he
that's the-
sees it, and he's like,
Oh, he's so pretty, and that's why
"She's very pretty."
and that's what like garnered his infatuation with this woman, right?
Yeah, but in this one,
And this one,
he-
it's established in the first one that she like fucking had relations with him when she was a child. That was
she summoned him
yeah, that
because
was a
she
weird,
felt lonely.
that was a weird decision, but honestly, it's kind of better than the first. In the first one, he just sees a picture of a woman and he's like, "Oh, so pretty! I am now obsessed with her. I need her."
I'm going to make her mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him in like nowadays on Instagram? It's like,
Oh my
You-
god.
oh,
I like this one, but I like that one. I need them all.
honestly, if Instagram existed, then the world would be safer because he would just be constantly. He'd be one of those
He'd be doom scrolling.
like simps, just in the comment sections. He wouldn't be going after anyone. Just
Yeah, I'd be like, yes, queen.
and he'd really look like a decrepit vampire in his little basement.
In his mom's basement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now, that was a good change too. But when this one, he had the locket of her hair.
He
Like,
smelled her.
And I don't think that was like a even necessary because if he already had an infatuation for her, why was that only served to make Hutter aware that he was after his girl. You know,
Yeah.
that serves zero purpose. Like if Nosferatu never did that, Hutter probably would have never ran straight home. You know,
He was just taking his merry time, and all that would have happened.
now he would have just been like, "That was fucking weird. I guess I'll go home, but not in a rush."
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he gets there, and like
yeah, that was.
Orlok is controlling the whole town, and there's a plague.
Yeah, that's another thing that okay, that might be like a nitpick for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I guess that only served to like establish Hutter's goals moving forward from there. Oh, and then his escape was pretty intense.
He fell a long ways.
Yeah, he was running from them wolves in
Yeah.
that empty castle.
Yep.
I kind of wish that was a little bit more stylized too. Actually, no, it was kind of like the first one. Actually, yeah, it was decent.
But in the first one, 1922, the drop wasn't that far down.
Yeah.
Like,
Which I like that too, cause like Nosferatu just assumed he fucking died, you know.
yeah.
And the first one, he was like, I guess he died. I think.
Because I mean, he's laying there
Yeah.
because he got knocked out. But like this Thomas Hutter, Nicholas
Yeah.
Holt,
He's like
he
on
like
steroids.
goes
Yeah.
down like far. He falls like probably like 150 feet
Yeah.
from the top of that castle. And then that's when Orlok is like, "Oh yeah, this motherfucker's dead." You know.
Yeah.
That's when he packs his bags and heads towards.
While we're on this part, can you tell that funny piece of trivia we found looking into this movie about when
Oh yeah, Nicholas Holt said that there's a scene where Bill Skarsgård, Orlok, is slurping my blood, and Robert Eager asked after that scene, "How was that for you?" And I said I could feel his prosthetic penis on my leg, and then as a wrap up gift, Rob got it framed and sent it to my house. So Robert Eager got Bill Skarsgård's prosthetic
penis.
Orlok penis,
Yeah.
framed it, wrapped it up in a gift, and sent it to Nicholas Holt's house. Robert Eager's little smart hamster brain was like, I need to do this. This would be
that was
fucking
the
funny.
strangest fucking fact of any movie.
Oh my,
I've
that
ever
was
saw.
so funny when I first read that. Oh my goodness.
And then he has it framed up in his house. And
He has it there right now.
And I picture.
To have Count Orlok's
I picture
wiener
it's
on my
like,
wall.
on a wooden frame like those talking fish. And it has like an animatronic system, so he presses a button. He's like,
And it comes out.
ba 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 ba
Ba
ba.
ba ran. Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
Oh my god.
I thought he'd have it like, there's like 3 tacks and like 1 on the tip and like 2 in the balls right on the wall.
That is so weird.
That is hilarious.
Ugh.
I think that's like the most
I could not.
obscure random piece of trivia from any
Yeah.
movie I've ever heard.
I could not believe that shit when I was reading that. That was so,
But it's real.
oh, it's real.
Oh, it's real.
It's real.
I kind of wish he said that exact quote while on the red carpet on the premiere.
Oh yeah, I got Conor Orlok's penis at home. Actually, it's in my pocket right now. Here,
In my pocket, you
wanna
want to
look
see
at
it? The lady's just like, yeah, show it to the camera.
I know we're on television. I'll just show the tip of it. You see it from the pocket.
He just pulls it out for a second. But speaking of that, Bill Skarsgård was covered from head to shins
In the prosthetics.
in
right?
prosthetics,
I
minus his hands and his feet.
I would not have known that was him. You know, when this movie was when I first heard about this movie being made, I assumed Nicholas Holt was gonna be Nosferatu. I didn't know if Bill Skarsgård was involved at all.
Neither did I until
until saw this movie. I was like, oh, he's actually Nosferatu. Because I
When I-
assumed Nicholas Holt was gonna be Nosferatu. It kind of looks like him
Mm-hmm.
in the original one, anyways.
He would have been a really great Nosferatu.
Nah, but like my boy Bill.
But Mr. Skarsgård here,
Yeah,
when I saw that credit and it said his name, I was like, no way, he's not Orlok. And then
he plays a mean freak, man.
mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Another
perfect
person that
cast.
plays a mean freak is Aaron Taylor Johnson. Him and Emma Corrin, Thomas Hutter and Ellen Hutter's friends that agree to take Ellen Hutter in while she's having her little episodes and while Thomas Hutter is out. They were like, they wanted to get it on every second of the film. And speaking of that, Frederick Harding, he is the one that does the necrophilia once Anna Harding dies from that plague.
We went a little bit ahead of ourselves.
I know. I
We
just need to get
we
that
skipped
out.
my favorite scene because Count Orlok decides to ship himself to England, where they're at, and I absolutely love that boat scene. That boat scene was like,
Peak horror.
yeah, because imagine being stuck there with that thing on a
Mhm.
boat. And when that guy is like, all right, I'm sick of this shit, because they're all dying and they assume it's a plague. And that guy's like, I'm sick of this shit. He goes down there, and as it's dark, playing at the unknown,
The ship's rocking back and forth.
and then the light hits Count Orlok, and he's just like perfectly blends in the background. That shit was terrifying.
With the ropes.
Yeah.
So you can, I mean, if you weren't paying too much attention, you would have thought it was just ropes.
Yeah, if he didn't have that Borat stash, I would be way more terrified. But like, it was still pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that one movie that came out, the vampire one, when they're like just stuck on a boat, the last trip of the Dimitri or something like that?
I think, isn't that no? That's inspired by Dracula.
It is.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the name of the boat in Dracula.
But that's almost the exact same thing. 'Cause they're on a boat. There's a vampire. He's knocking out everybody one by one. You know.
Yeah.
And that was like just horrifying, because in that boat was just lands ashore, empty, everybody's dead, and it's just rats spewing out of there. They used, what was it, 2,000 real rats in this film, with in that one scene, William Dafoe lighting everything on fire.
Mm-hmm.
2,000 real rats, and like you mentioned earlier, they were like teams, all named.
Did it say in the credits no animals were hurt during the making of this movie?
I don't think so.
They had to have stepped at least one. You know, that
At least
had
on
to-
a tail.
Like William had to at least like fucking. Oops, I stepped on one. Oh no.
We have a backup, don't we?
Wait, I got one in my pocket. Don't worry.
He was a stunt double, wasn't he?
Stunt rat.
Little stunt rat.
He picks it up. He's like, oh, it's real.
Oh.
That
That was a toy.
He starts screaming. And he realizes they're all real. You know.
That'd be funny. That'd be messed up if Robert Eager's just like, I'm not gonna tell him they're real. Oh yeah.
And then the boat crash lands to England, and that's when
It's in Germany, actually.
Ellen Hutter. Oh, it is Germany, huh? I've been saying England this whole time.
I've been saying Germany.
Oh,
It's Germany.
my bad.
1833.
Well, they have English accents, so.
Because would you want it to be in German?
Oh, the count.
Oh, the count, come, he suck on the blood. Oh,
There's a plague. There's a plague on the streets.
there's
It's a
rats everywhere. Scheiße. Ah.
He was nibbling on the rats, all nasty like.
You went Australian there.
I kind of did.
Oof. Da gustes Gloop.
Yeah, and when Ellen's like, he's here.
I thought that it was. Oh no, they both got there at the same time, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And all the night scenes from then on out weren't actually recorded at night. They were recorded during the day, but the sunlight was taken out with CGI.
Yeah. And then William Dafoe's introduced. I love the way he's introduced. He's just like, Dr. Willingham's like, I have an old professor, but he practices in strange arts. It just felt like a fucking action movie. He's like,
They were like, "What arts?
and then they
Why
go,
did he get kicked out?" And
I
he's
felt,
like,
I felt like
"You-
Arnold going to see an old war buddy. He's like, you son of a
Yeah.
bitch. Yeah, it was cool. Cause like this guy was like tweaking in his like funny little magic hut,
Yeah.
and then he just like recites some incantation to him, and the way his face just morphs into like recognition is just so funny. Like the people were laughing in the theater. when
I was laughing.
that shit was.
That was so funny. He was like, "Savers, my boy, it's you." Because they knock on the door and he's like, "No one's answering." And they open it up and he's like, "We're coming in."
It's like tripping balls in his little chair.
Yeah, like he took a tab of acid, 1833 acid.
Yeah,
He was like going rocking back and forth in that
Yeah.
chair.
Severs brings him back.
He's releasing from the trance.
Yeah, that was cool.
from the Transylvania.
Ooh, the Transylvania.
Arr.
Yeah. Mr. Defoe did a real good job playing Mr. Franz, or Professor Franz.
Professor France.
And
Yes.
it's funny how the doctor didn't even tell him about like the crazy scribblings in that guy's cell until way later, and he's like, "Why didn't you tell me about this shit?"
You know I could read this, right?
Yeah. Some people dying in the streets from the plague. He's just like, you failed to mention this.
There were so many times where they could have just ended everything if they just told if they told the doc,
If
William
they
Dafoe.
let him in the loop but they thought he was loopy. You thought it was
Yeah,
crazy.
like they left him out of almost everything, and he's like, "Why didn't you guys tell me about any of this? You
Yeah.
fucking idiot!" And then Savers is like, "Well, I didn't think you'd care."
Yeah. And there's a point where you leaned over to me and told me every time he's in there's like a fucking skit.
It looked like a skit because he had like that long ass pipe just spawns
Yeah.
in out of nowhere. He puts it, he was like,
And his bombastic acting was just compared to
Oh.
everyone's like seriousness. He's just so funny. He was cool.
yeah. William Dafoe's the only actor that took this film serious.
He was having fun.
Oh yeah, you could tell.
Yeah. and the guy plays the Dr. Severs. He's just like, yes, he's cool. He's crazy.
Yep.
He just seemed
Listen to him.
proud of his crazy master.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we got Anna Harding's character. Emma Corrin's character, Anna Harding. The level of patience she must have had for that. Like, how the I would not have had the patience she had with Ellen's. What was her name? Ellen Hutter. Ellen Hutter's fucking spasms. Like that would have been annoying, especially with my kids around. What? What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm just looking at the cast.
Yeah.
The Vampire Hunter, the Gypsy.
Oh,
Burton Hodge.
I was like, who the fuck is? There's a vampire in this movie.
Yeah. And then the
The innkeeper.
innkeeper.
Yeah.
One thing that I wish they added was in the 1922 film, Hutter gets handed a little book by the innkeeper's little worker lady, and she's like, "Read this book. Oh no, blessed you! Don't go there. Don't go to Orlok's castle." And he looks at the book, and he's like, and it says like, "Oh, vampires and shit," and he starts laughing, and he bursts it off. If they did that in this film, it would have been nice, because he would have been a skeptic. And then as he wakes up that night and sees all the gypsies doing that ritual, and then he sees the vampire, and he wakes up the next morning, he starts to, question everything.
Yeah.
It would have added a little bit more character to this film. But, I could see where Robert Eager's coming from, wanting to make this his own thing and not make it word for word, bar for bar from the old movie.
I still wanted my werewolves. I wanted my werewolves.
My werewolves?
And the
Missing.
lock in a little hat. A funny little hat, and a coat. Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of
Mhm.
was, but it was like
At the beginning, yeah, when he was
Oh.
introduced.
Romanian.
Has a little
Big
coat on.
puffy hat.
Big puffy mustache.
Yeah.
I wonder how Ellen Hutter felt when she kissed it. It's just did his mustache tickle her upper lip?
This shit looked like it tickle up to her forehead.
Got in her nostrils. Yeah.
But yeah, plague happens. Your boy Hutter wakes up in that church, and he speeds off like the knight in shining armor. It was really cool. Speeds off on his fucking way there. And somehow didn't he get there before Orlok did?
His horse hauled ass, man.
Yeah, like how the
They both got there at the exact same time.
Oh, okay.
That's how fast he went, faster than that boat.
Yeah.
His horse did not stop for anything.
that was kind of like, I was kind of weirded out by that. But that was a little bit weird. But anyways, yeah, and then they get together, they collaborate what happened, and from there it's just them piecing together how to stop this threat.
Yeah. This inevitable, unstoppable monster that has everything planned out,
Yeah.
and they can't, for the life of them, stop them for at least a second.
I thought the business owner was gonna have like a bigger role.
Which business owner?
The crazy guy.
Oh, Knock?
Is that just his name, Knock?
Yeah.
Okay.
The rat prince?
Yeah, when he escaped too, he ripped the guy's throat out. I thought he was gonna do some crazier shit. He's running around naked.
Well, he was the one that went to the boat and picked up Orlok and
That's
and
true.
and like took him on that little raft to his new humble abode.
Yeah. Could he have at least put some clothes on? Because Orlok was wearing clothes, you know.
He had his rags on.
Yeah. Did he?
After he was naked, he found some rags.
Oh, okay. I thought he was naked. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I remember him being naked the whole time. After that, but never mind.
It's like 85% of the film he was naked.
He's like, my freaky little fan. Let's put some clothes on.
When he slaps him, he's like, "Shut up, dog!" And
Yeah.
and Knock is like, "I love you." Hit me again. Harder.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I assumed he was gonna kill William Dafoe. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought, oh man, he's gonna do something with our beloved Professor Franz. But no, luckily nothing happened to the bro, because he was like on the case. He was figuring shit out.
He was the Sherlock Holmes of this film.
Yeah.
I thought something was gonna happen to him too because he was the one that was on it, like on everything. I thought they were about to like get to the bottom of it, and then Professor Franz just dies. I thought it was gonna be that kind of movie, but no, they went
Yeah.
through with the whole movie with
His biggest
him and his shenanigans.
hater was Harding. He was like the skeptic of the movie. He was like, this shit ain't real.
None of this is real.
I got a plague outside and I need to figure shit out. And then Franz was kind of acting loopy, so it's understandable because like there's a plague going on, and then you go. It's like you go to a psychic for a cure, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, you can relate with Harding because he just lost his 2 kids and his wife.
No, that's after. Yeah, he doesn't believe, but that was him believing because his little kids were eaten
Yeah,
by the vampire.
but even then, he still kind of didn't believe it.
Yeah.
He was just out of it because he lost everything.
Well, he did get infected too,
and he did get infected.
and that's when we got that abhorrent scene.
Yeah.
That was just so out of place. Like I don't know why you had to do that.
That was kind of like a Romeo and Juliet-esque.
Not how was that Romeo and Juliet?
very-
That is not even
It
remotely
is
close to
a very...
Is Juliet dead? It's like it's Juliet's dead the whole time. So no.
Yeah, but...
That was really
It's a
gross.
very morbid
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet side story. That's what I
Yeah.
meant to say.
Yeah, when Nosferatu took them kids out, they looked like CGI. Or like some sort of animation. That did not look.
I'm pretty sure it was CGI.
Yeah, that's really.
And I called it. I wasn't even surprised when that happened. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck them kids.
Yeah, it's like, "Good," and he couldn't get up. I was like, oh no, get up! And Nosferatu's like, stay asleep.
And he was like, wake not.
Yeah.
Sleep. Wake not. And then he goes like...
Yeah.
And then Anna Harding's just like, wake up, motherfucker. Something's happening. And then she gets taken out too.
Yeah. What do you think of Orlok giving her 3 days to think it over?
Those very classic vampire rules, kind of. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of goofy, very cartoony. But I was like, I dig it.
Yeah, wasn't there like some kind of rule he had to follow, like because she still loved Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was like, you lie to yourself, and she's like, you're lying to yourself. She's kind of playing the Uno reverse card, but like he's not having it, and he's like, you get 3 days, and in those 3 days, I take everything you love. And then like the last day, if she didn't like submit to him, Thomas Hutter would be next, or like the last one to die, technically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the ending.
But even then, Lily Rose Depp, spot on.
Yeah.
I liked her acting. She was like on it the entire film.
Yeah, and then they find where this guy's at, right? They get together. Me and the boys get together just to go kill vampires. That was cool. Just me and the boys going to kill Nosferatu, you know.
If they had Fortunate Son playing while they were
Yeah.
like pulling up, that would have been badass.
Man, that was a cool switcheroo because like Ellen knew that Nosfu was gonna go straight to her.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I liked when he was on his way to her, when Nosferatu's hand is over the entire town,
Yeah.
his shadow. I love those scenes where his shadow is just like,
Wasn't he flying around at some point? I swear he had like a long cape.
you think about Batman.
Oh no, never mind. Must be thinking about something else.
Nah, he wasn't flying around.
You know what? I was thinking of Wicked because there's a part where like the witch is flying around with a long cape. I got that confused.
Ah,
Different movie.
well, we're talking about a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should watch Wicked.
I'm not gonna watch that.
Well, they're both misunderstood.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Yeah, and then they go, and then like there's like thousands of fucking rats everywhere, and that's where the rat thing came from.
Yeah.
2,000 rats.
2,000 live rats. I don't think I would do that.
I was anticipating like some crazy battle between them and Nosferatu, but like they prop it open, and the funniest fucking twist was Knock in the little coffin.
Little rat prince.
Yeah, like Hutter just stabs him, and he's like, "Oh!" He's sleeping in his daddy's bed.
Yeah. He wanted to feel like him. He's like, I want to be so much like him.
And it was like, what the fuck?
That ain't him.
But Franz was like, fucking kill him anyway. What are you doing?
He was explaining himself, and then Franz is like, shut up, heathen. Boom. Hammered him in.
It was funny. He's like, this is Nosferatu, right? He's uglier
Is
than
that him?
He's uglier than person.
He's uglier than I thought.
Little monster. We got him. We got the fucker.
Let's go home.
Yeah.
That part was hilarious.
Just like bonks him like fucking whack-a-mole. That was amazing. Yeah, then
Yeah.
we get to the end, the beautiful ending.
He gets there.
Yeah,
he
Franz gets to have a little fun, fire everywhere. That was cool. Burn the rats.
burned the whole house down.
And then Hutter realizes, holy shit, I got the slipperoo, and he goes straight to his girl, but by the time he gets there, the hot, sexy moment already happened.
Yep.
And Ellen did the most selfless, righteous act of sacrificing herself to save everyone. Real sad moment. And you see, like, she had to go through that horrible thing to save everyone.
The entire town.
Yeah. The world even, who knows?
Yeah.
That could have spread everywhere. And that,
She undid her own doing.
yeah. And like just Orlok, just like he sees the sun come up, but he doesn't even care, you know.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
tells him,
just
like,
like-
keep
just like
going.
It's like the evil predator that he was. He's just he got what he wanted, but at his own expense. So he was just like, fuck it, I'll keep doing it. And the way he died too was crazy. It's just nasty blood. I honestly wish he just turned to dust. That would have been cool. Just
Yeah, like literally like disintegrate.
find her covered in dust. But it was cool too. It was his physical body there on top of her. But it was,
He got shriveled up and like skinny.
yeah, but it was a little weird though, because everyone just casually walked in and he was just there. And I don't know. The first one he just fades away, right? And she's just gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, like to think Franz when he gets there, he would have fucking walked or thrown the body aside and burned that shit. You know, the way he was acting before with Knock, you know, just burning everything. He just comes over and just puts flowers. Yeah, she's.
And where did he even get the flowers?
That is. Did he?
He just spawns in with flowers.
After his little fun with all the fire.
Yeah.
He would stop by and get some
I
flowers.
picked these on the way.
Yeah. They looked really nice.
Yeah, and then there's that final shot of Warlock all shriveled up on top of her. Looked like a painting. It was beautiful.
Yep.
Good movie. I honestly give this movie, given all my nitpicks earlier, I give it like an 8 out of 10.
When you first came out, you were like, "That's a 10."
Yeah, that's a 10.
That's
But
a
then
10.
I thought about it, it's like, yeah, that's an 8.
Yeah. Going back on it in this whole conversation, it's a 7.5 for me.
Yeah. I've seen diehard vampire fans give it like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. You know, I loved it because of the cinematography.
Yeah.
You know, everything we went through.
Yeah. It was good.
William Dafoe is the only reason it's a 7.5.
Yeah.
You know, if he wasn't in the movie, I think it'd be like a 5.
Yeah.
But he's the comedic relief. He made this movie.
Yeah, I love him. Good man.
Yes.
He's in it for the art.
Mhm.
As every actor should be. Hopefully, someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's gonna be it for Nosferatu. Good movie. I hope it wins some award. It deserves an award.
Oh yeah, it's gonna win something,
Yeah.
without a doubt. But that concludes our little episode about Nosferatu.
Yep, and we hope to start 2025 strong, and we hope to provide you with many more entertaining reviews, videos. We have a lot planned. Can't really say what it is right now. I know we did say we were going to review Gladiator last time. That's still coming. We had a little bit of an issue recording that, but everything's set back up. Yeah, so we're gonna stop announcing what we're gonna review from now on.
Yeah, we're just gonna release it.
As we go, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening, and stay
Mhm.
tuned for a lot more. Thank you so much. God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful 2025.
Yes, sir. See you next time.
Peace.
Bye bye.
Can I have a job application? I brought my own spatula. I called earlier, but I hung up because I was nervous. Do you have references?
Wait! If that was you on the phone and you on the bus, then who was flickering the lights?
Nosferatu!